Could 2025 be the year of Xbox Game Pass? After all the speculation about Xbox strategy and the massive acquisitions over the last couple of years, are we now seeing all of that bear fruit when it comes to Xbox Game Pass? Because judging from the early Xbox Game Pass lineup and announcements of what's to come in 2025, Xbox Game Pass is already looking super strong. So let's take a deeper dive and have a Monday Game Chat. Welcome to the Monday Game Chat, where I take a deeper look at the week's game news and updates and give you my opinion on all things gaming. Today, it's all about Xbox Game Pass. I'm a big fan. And following the controversial acquisition of Bethesda Games, there was a lot of talk about the Xbox strategy going forward and what it meant for Xbox Game Pass. Then last year, Xbox revealed their strategy of making some previous Xbox exclusives go to PlayStation. Now, from the traditional console gamers who'd been through the console wars, this was highly controversial. I mean, what would it mean? Would Call of Duty come to Xbox Game Pass? And what's the point of console exclusives, etc., etc.? Oh my God, the conversation going on through various Reddits and forums was crazy. And yet, by the end of 2024, we saw Call of Duty come to Game Pass and, by all accounts, do really well. I mean, I had a ball playing the campaign, something I might not have done had it not been on Game Pass. And I'm glad I got to play it. I mean, I really enjoyed it. And it led me to playing other Call of Duty campaigns available on Game Pass, like Modern Warfare. And the end of 2024 saw the much anticipated Indiana Jones drop, day one on Game Pass. I mean, this was one of the most anticipated games of the year, and here it is, day one, as part of Game Pass. And in my opinion, this is probably one of the games of the year. So the seeds of the strategy were beginning to sprout at the end of 2024. And 2025 could be the year that Xbox Game Pass really blossoms after all the questions about it in 2024. And 2025 has started strong, not just with this week's Xbox Game Pass announcements, but announcements of what's to come, like Ninja Gaiden and the Doom game. But before we take a look at all of that, let's take a closer look at this week's Game Pass games. So we're kicking things off strongly. We've got Sniper Elite Resistance. So Sniper Elite Resistance takes players to the heart of Nazi-occupied France, where they step into the shoes of SOE agent Harry Hawker. This marks a departure for the series, as it's the first game to feature a protagonist other than Carl Fairburn. Tasked with stopping the development of a devastating new Wunderwaffe, players will engage in a thrilling campaign that runs concurrently with the events of Sniper Elite 5. I mean, that's another game I really enjoyed. I really love the whole Sniper Elite franchise. But this time you focus on a different protagonist and a separate mission. Gameplay-wise, Resistance retains the series' signature blend of stealth, tactical third-person combat, and unparalleled sniping mechanics. Players will infiltrate sprawling levels, utilize authentic World War II weapons, and experience that classic visceral X-ray kill cam as they take down enemies with pinpoint accuracy. The game offers a high degree of freedom with multiple kill list targets, optional objectives, and different infiltration and extraction points, a bit like sort of Hitman, allowing players to create their own playstyle and approach missions in various ways. January also sees Lonely Mountain Snow Riders. Now, this game is a challenging yet relaxing downhill skiing experience where players navigate snowy mountains, perform tricks, and explore hidden paths. It features a distinct visual style, realistic snow physics, and online multiplayer for up to 8 players. This game very much emphasizes exploration and discovery with various challenges to unlock new trails and equipment. Eternal Strands. Now, this is an action-adventure game that features a unique physics-based combat system where players can manipulate the environment and temperature to their advantage. You play as Bryn, a warrior of magical abilities who can freeze, burn, and use telekinesis to defeat enemies and solve puzzles. The game draws inspiration from titles like Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and Monster Hunter. Citizen Sleeper 2 Star Wars Vector. This is a dice-driven RPG set in a space station where you play as an escaped android on the run. You'll need to manage a ship, crew and resources while taking on contracts to survive. The game features a unique dice rolling mechanic that influences your choices and actions. In addition to all of this, coming to Game Pass in January, we've got Gigantic Rampage Edition, which is on cloud, console and PC. Starbound, cloud and console, it's already on PC. Orcs Must Die Death Trap, I do love the Orcs Must Die games. Shady Part of Me on cloud and console and PC. And a Far Cry New Dawn, which will be on cloud, console and PC at the beginning of February. And finally, spoiler alert, all ready to play, and something we're going to come to a little bit later, Ninja Gaiden 2 Black. It's available now, and it's a completely remastered return of the Xbox 360 classic. And I'll have more on this later. So that's just January. Then a few weeks later, we have the much anticipated Avowed. That's going to be on February the 18th. Avowed is the highly anticipated first-person RPG from Obsidian Entertainment and invites players to embark on a thrilling adventure in the Living Lands, a vibrant and mysterious island in the world of Eora. This fantastical realm, first introduced in the Pillars of Eternity franchise, is brought to life with stunning visuals and a rich tapestry of lore. Stepping into the role of an envoy dispatched to investigate a spreading plague known as the Dream Scourge, players will uncover ancient secrets, forge alliances with intriguing companions, and face formidable foes wielding a mix of magic, melee weapons, and firearms. Then, after all that, a month later, we've got Atomfall. Atomfall transports players to an alternate history 1960s Britain, where a catastrophic nuclear disaster has transformed the idyllic countryside into a radioactive quarantine zone. This is inspired by the real-life 1957 Windscale fire, the worst nuclear disaster in British history. Atomfall represents a unique and compelling take on the post-apocalyptic survival genre. As a survivor with no memory of their past, players must navigate this hazardous landscape, uncover the mysteries behind the disaster, and fight for survival against hostile factions and mutated creatures. Atomfall blends first-person action with survival mechanics, challenging players to scavenge for resources, craft essential items, and engage in brutal combat. The game emphasises player choice and exploration with a branching storyline and a world filled with bizarre characters and hidden secrets. So that's January and beyond. But there's more, because this week we also saw the Xbox Developer Direct, a behind-the-scenes look at some of the biggest games coming to Xbox in 2025 from Microsoft's developers at Xbox Game Studios and ZeniMax. And key here is that all these games will be available on Game Pass day one. All will support Xbox Play Anywhere and Xbox Cloud Gaming, i.e. you buy it once, you can play on Xbox consoles and Xbox app on PC with cross-saves and cross-progression. Now, due to the lag in game development, there's always a significant delay between grand strategy announcements and the fruits of that strategy. So as I said before, is this developer conference and what's coming and what's revealed in it a sign that 2025 is the year that we see Xbox Game Pass really take off big time? One of the big games and surprise announcements was Ninja Gaiden. After 10 years, the main game returns. Yeah, get ready to unleash your inner ninja warrior, because Ninja Gaiden 4 is slashing its way onto Xbox Game Pass this autumn, or fall for my American cousins. And it's bringing a whirlwind of intense action, stylish combat, and a cyberpunk-infused world with it. And here's the rundown of what makes Ninja Gaiden 4 so exciting for me. This isn't your boomers Ninja Gaiden, though they might still enjoy it too, of course. No, the series' signature high-speed combat returns, refined and amplified by the masters of action at Platinum Games. They brought things like Bayonetta to us. I mean, expect a thrilling dance of blades where precision and strategy are key to survival. You're also going to double the ninja action, because you'll be stepping into the shoes of not one, but two deadly ninjas. Ryu Hayabusa, the legendary dragon ninja, is back with his iconic arsenal of moves. But he's joined by a new protagonist, Yakumo, a prodigy from a rival clan with his own unique abilities and fighting style. blood and cyberpunk collide. Ninja Gaiden 4 throws you into a near-future Tokyo surrounded in a mysterious miasma. Ancient enemies have resurfaced, and the city teeters on the brink of chaos. I mean, I was in Tokyo a few weeks ago, and it certainly wasn't a place of chaos. Prepare to battle through neon-lit streets and ancient temples, facing off against cybernetic soldiers, otherworldly creatures, and colossal bosses. And if you're not, let's say, an old gamer or not familiar with the Ninja Gaiden franchise, then how about a fully revisited Ninja Gaiden 2, available in Game Pass right now, as I mentioned earlier. Brought thoroughly up to date using Unreal Engine 5, this Xbox 360 classic looks stunning with its fresh coat of Unreal 5 paint. And this is the definitive edition of the game. So perfect to relive Ninja Gaiden while we wait for Ninja Gaiden 4 in the fall or autumn of 2025. Another game mentioned during the developer conference was South of Midnight. In a weird way, despite a completely different setting, there are similarities with Ninja Gaiden and this game. In the fact that you've got a twitchy, fast response combat game, you've got wall running, but obviously the style and look is completely different. Compulsion games create really interesting game worlds, like the weird and wonderful We Happy Few. And this is no different when it comes to world building. Using deep South Gothic tradition to create what looks like some weird and wonderful beasts to combat, and electing to use a sort of stop frame animation style, there's something really distinctive about the look of this game. I know some of these design choices may not be for everyone, but at the heart, it's still a story-driven, twitchy fast, combat-driven game. So if you like those, why not give it a go? Another really interesting game is Clair Obscur Expedition 33. This is another imaginative world-building game and the vision of a single developer. Leaning hard into the tradition of JRPGs, this takes turn-based combat mixed with real-time interaction, making for what looks like a really compelling combat system. As I said, it seems to mix the old-school Japanese role-playing games of turn-based play, combining it with having to hit your controller in real time at just the right moment. And then you throw in some really stunning modern visuals, and you get a really compelling-looking game. I'm not the biggest fan of turn-based games, but when done well, I do find them compelling. And with the addition of strong storytelling, this game has me really intrigued. This could be an evolution in the world of turn-based RPGs. As I said, it looks visually stunning with great characters and a mature storytelling style. So yeah, count me in. But out of all the announcements, perhaps the biggest game is Doom: The Dark Ages. I love the Doom games, which as a franchise, it's over 30 years old. And yeah, I remember the first one. Doom: The Dark Ages is a prequel to Doom 2016. And ID claim that there are core elements of the original game that still exist in this new version, making it feel like a true Doom experience. I know that some people found Doom Eternal a little bit platforming and acrobatic, but Doom: The Dark Ages is a return to the powerful tank-like combat. You're heavy, fast and powerful, a lot like Doom 2016 and closer to the spirit of the original Doom series, but with new innovations. To quote ID, Doom 2016 was run and gun, Doom Eternal was jump and shoot, and in Doom: The Dark Ages, it's stand and fight. Man, it's Doom, so I'll take it any way it comes. And with the ability to finally tweak the gameplay to fit your skill level, because let's face it, Doom can be pretty intense and difficult for your average gamer, I think it makes this game so much more accessible, without it alienating those hardcore gamers who, well, you can just turn everything up, including the speed of the game, to really challenge yourself. Oh, and did I mention a 30-story mech that you could control? Oh, come on! Take my money already, man! And wait for it, of course, this will be on Game Pass. Bear in mind, these are just some of the initial announcements for 2025. And we know we have major games coming to Xbox Game Pass in 2025, like Outer Worlds 2 and Fable, and so much more. But considering we're just 1 month in, And 2025 already feels like a super strong year for Xbox Game Pass. But that's just my opinion. This is the Monday Game Chat, and that's what it's all about. A chat about gaming. So let me know down in the comments below, etc., what you're looking forward to on Xbox Game Pass in 2025, and whether you agree with me that it could be a strong year for Game Pass. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this show, as ever, hit the likes because I like it, YouTube likes it, and it helps people like you find content just like this. And if you're new to my channel, then do me the great honor. Why don't you hit that subscribe button, toggle that notification bell, and that way you'll know when I go live with the Monday Game Chat and other gaming news videos on this channel. And talking of videos, why don't you check out these ones here? These ones here. I think you'll enjoy it. Thanks for watching.